Good morning everyone, welcome to the commerce lecture. So in our previous class in the macroeconomics we studied regarding the meaning different forms of sectors in an economy and circular flow of income. Now we will study based on that there are certain assumptions, okay, assumptions on the circular flow of income. There are four assumptions, okay. Always the economist what they will do, they will frame everything, that is all the theories based on the certain assumption. So as we know that macroeconomics is nothing but the other name of macroeconomics is the employment theory, or the we can say it is a income theory, okay. So here assumptions means blindly we have to believe that. Why? Because in order to understand the macroeconomics it is very difficult. So based on these assumptions we can understand up to a certain level, okay. Only two sectors are considered. So first assumption is that only two sectors are considered under the circular flow of income, it seems, that is household sector and the producing sector. We can see this as the common in all the thing, okay. We have the consumption sector as well as the production sector, okay. Producing sector has the factor services from the household sector. In the previous class we saw regarding the household sector and producing sector real flow, that is services which flows from household sector to the producing sector, okay. So that is also one of the assumption. Producing sector sells all that is produced to the household sector. Whatever the producer produce the goods that will be sold to the household sectors, it won't make any goods or services to remain with itself. It will sell all the goods and services. There is no government or the foreign trade. So it is assumed that in the macroeconomics, to understand, okay, just to understand, in the real flow and the money flow there is no government intervention, okay. Usually there will be the intervention of the government in order to collect the taxes, and along with that he is saying there is a foreign trade. There is no foreign trade means there is no export and the import. So in the 1991 we got the EXIM policy. Based on that we are more focusing on the export of the goods and services, right. So as a result of this real flow as well as the money flow, one thing we can understand that all the incomes are equal to the expenditure, and real flow is equal to money flow. Whatever we have the income that will be spended equally, okay. We won't remain any income with ourselves, okay. Real flow, this is always equal to the money flow. Whenever we render services to the organization, in return we will get the payments, right. So always real flow is equal to the money flow, okay. In the next topic we have is phases of circular flow of income, okay. We have three phases, okay. Production phase, distribution phase, disposition phase. In the production phase what will happen, the producer will produce the goods and services in the organization and sell it to the household sector for the ultimate consumption through by the way of, that is, middlemans, by the way of retailer, wholesaler, or he can sell directly to the ultimate customer. Okay. Next, distribution phase. Next, what he will do, as I said now, after producing, those will be distributed to the household sector, and again the for whatever the services which he has got, the producer has got by the form of labor, land, capital, he will make the payment, he will distribute the payments. Okay, that is said as the distribution phase. Next, disposition phase. Whatever the payments which the household sector will get, okay, that is the incomes, that again will be spent in the market itself in order to purchase the goods and services in the form of consumption. Okay, whether it is a livelihood goods and services, or whatever it is. Okay, we will spend that again in the market. It will ultimately go to the producer. Okay, so see here, production is always connected to the distribution, distribution is connected to the disposition, disposition is connected to again production sector. So like this we can see the circular flow of economy in case of the income. So in this first chapter, these are the some of the main important points, and we have the difference between the microeconomics and the macroeconomics. As we know that micro is nothing but a very small things we will study there. Okay, in the macroeconomics we will study huge, that is nothing but in the we will study in the form of aggregate, that is we will think the economy as a whole. Okay, like that there are certain differences that you can easily understand. Okay, next we have certain important terms in this macroeconomics that we will discuss in the next class, and this is a important concept which relates to your exam. Focus on this. From this you can get 2 questions for your exam. Okay, in the next class we will discuss what are those important terms. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment box. If you have not subscribed to our channel, that is Commerce Lectures, please subscribe so you can get the videos as soon as we upload in the YouTube. You will get the updates. Okay, thank you.